So this video is all about the onboarding and how to make sure that when a client is starting with you and he's actually confident in your ability to deliver results, he continues with that level of confidence after the onboarding. Because let's be honest, the onboarding is a very tedious and annoying part of a client relationship, right? You're not creating anything, you're just taking all their information, accesses, sometimes stuff doesn't work. So in this video, we'll cover exactly how we set expectations on the communication, on the reporting, on everything. And that's a video just for that. Then second is we'll cover on how we get access for everything that we need. So we have a lot of different tools like Google Tag Manager, Search Console, everything that we may have or we may need for different types of services, we get that. And then obviously we need to know all their business information, like just for SEO or just for generic purpose, but also we want to know like their previous marketing experience, their winning advertisement, their winning ads. All of these different things are very valuable. So if you can gather that, that's also very good and also put you in a good position to succeed, right? So last thing is obviously we want to get access to the creatives, and if depending on the client you're working with, this can be very easy or very painful. I'll also cover how we get clients to share their marketing assets and also how we set them for our onboarding session, right? And our final onboarding session where we discuss everything and we create then the customer roadmap. So stay tuned for the rest because this is very valuable, and there's also a few different funny moments with some dogs in between. So yeah. So for those that don't know, I do coaching for agencies that want to achieve 35K and above with their health marketing agency. And I'm currently doing this on the beach in beautiful Thailand. It's a lovely sunset. Let me show you this side as well. So I thought, why not just record a bit and use this time properly? So without further ado, let's get right into it. So this is how our onboarding starts. So obviously once you close a client, and this varies if you have like e-commerce versus, for example, lead generation agency. So if you health and wellness, for example, if you're doing lead gen for dentists, you want to have it dialed for dentists specifically. But if you're doing a bit more generic, or if you're doing e-commerce as well, or if you have two types of clients or two types of offers working, you can do obviously you should do one for e-commerce and one for lead generation, because obviously certain questions you want to ask are different and you want to personalize that. And it's very simple to do it, so why not? So we do have WhatsApp created manually, and we send a personalized message to the client once we sign in. Like we have a template that we sent out with excited to get started. Here's the onboarding. This is to get results faster, along those lines. Now there's a manual. This is done by the sales rep. So if the sales rep closed and we got the confirmation of everything, then it's created a WhatsApp group chat, and it's added to the rest of the team. So what we do is we have the sales rep hand over everything to the CSM team. So the CSM and customer success know exactly what is the offer and what are the services. And the CSM team then creates a client Notion page and internal Slack channel for the team. Okay, this is very important. Now, in the message in the WhatsApp, we sent the onboarding link. Now, once they click on the onboarding link, it's just a simple form. We use Pably, and this basically automates the process. It just sends users automatically an invite. And then in the invite to Go High Level, they also get the Go High Level training that we have. And we also ask them a few documents and questions regarding and instructions on how to do the phone system. So if they need to submit any regulatory or address bundles, on how they can do that. And then obviously the billing system, so they can add a card and take care of that as well. Okay. So this is very simple stuff. So you just build it once. And if you want to know how, just DM me if you have any questions on this. It's very simple, but any Go High Level specialists that you can find should know this. So we also developed then a course inside Go High Level, which is then our onboarding course, what we call it. We created these sets of videos that are very important to also not only set the right tone, but also help and facilitate in the onboarding process and sharing of document, data, everything, which is can be very annoying process. And I personally hate that when working with clients. Or I used to hate it when I worked with clients until we created this. But basically it's just, we have a video on what to expect working with us. So we kind of clear out what are like our meetings, reporting. So it's not like they are nagging us for every single day and stuff. So we know that's how the communication will be, where will it be, and that type of messaging. And we also have a contract plus invoice video. So this is just to make sure that they've signed and paid. If they haven't or whatever, sometimes they might have to amend some part of the contract. Depends on the type of organization you're working here with, but this is very important. Then we have the access section, which we call, and this is just important because this is a how-to step-by-step video on how to share access to their social media. And this can be obviously Meta and Facebook, Instagram, and all the other social medias we are posting or advertising on. And then obviously advertising, SEO, web dev, and design. So they all have their just step-by-step, and it's just all of these things that we may need for like go high level or for ads or for whatever service we are doing for them. So this is very important because this facilitates a lot of the work and back and forth with the client, and this also shows that okay, you have personalized content that you created for them, and also just it's just good. It gives them extra level of hand holding, I want to call it. So the next section we have is we have a custom form, and this is a Google form that we create that asks all of the business information, generic info like service area, etc., and just simple data for SEO. Sometimes it's useful to have it documented. Then we ask the service information, which is just the best services or like cross-sells, upsells opportunities, and all of these types of things that are very important. Obviously, then we ask profit margins, LTV, so we know more or less like what type of return on investment are we bringing in and what type of results. Then very important is competition. Who are there like who do they look up to basically in terms of it's not just competitors in their niche particularly, it can be people that they see like that they like their branding style, any type of reference point that they can give us in terms of this is what we would like or want. That's just ideal to have it documented. That's why we ask it as well. Social proof testimonials, how many clients they worked with, if they have video testimonials, text like copy testimonials, like Google reviews. All of these are important for SEO, for advertising, and just like specifically more for like the middle and bottom of the funnel is very good for conversion. Then we have obviously platforms and tools, if they have any particular type of CRM they use. If they don't, it's very important for the commercial approach, because if you are generating leads but they are not good at the commercial sense, like they're not calling leads fast enough, they don't have any scripts, they don't have any types of offer, it's very difficult client to work with because, well, if they don't have any social proof, then it's just I would not take them because it's very difficult to then market and advertise. So you gotta know your pros and cons of the clients, and the platforms, tools, selling system like commercial SOPs and so on are very important for a success relationship basically. And if they don't, then you can also sell and position that as part of your service. Okay, that's very important for agencies doing below like 20 to 30k. That's something that I realized quite quickly, that you need to have that level of control during the entire process to deliver results for your clients. So either you are helping them with a done with you or done for you approach, where you're literally like calling their leads and everything, and they pay you more for that. So two ways to do it. Then there's obviously the brand guidelines. We want to know if we're creating content for them that we can use different fonts and so on. So if they have that documented perfect, very simple. And then SEO questions like target areas, cities, municipalities, sometimes favorite keywords or go-to keywords they would love. And then we just select 50% maybe like quick results, like low-hanging fruits usually, and some medium and some long-term. Obviously, this is depending on the client and how long they had a website. If it's a new website, then it's much harder to give results quicker. So you need to make sure that you create very like good and clear expectations in SEO when they'll get results, especially if it's a new website and a low to medium ticket offer. If it's a high offer, you might get results to them quicker because you don't need that many users, and you can get like a 2-3% conversion rate. Then you can kind of make SEO work in the shorter term, but usually you get results after like 6 months with a newer website for sure. Now, one very important thing is previous marketing experience, and this should be already uncovered in the during your like sales process. So the sales guy should pass this to the CSM and everything. But it's just basically understand like if they worked with an agency before, do they have any marketing, do they have any like good results or not, winning ads, creative strategy, so on. Because it also just allows us to know what will work and what didn't, and also understand why. All right, and if they didn't have any experience, that's even better. You can do a lot of things. All right, then we have the onboarding creative section. And this is basically, we need to get access to all of their marketing resources and assets. And this is just images, videos, brand guidelines, and then obviously we have the CSM to review before the call. So one step, I'll get to the call that I'm referring here in a bit, but basically we need to have a look at their images, videos, brand guidelines, and obviously like then the quality of the videos, if they're raw, if they're edited, if there's like a different formats or just one format, for example. If it's all vertical, you know that for YouTube videos or like that type of style or that type of marketing or assets, you will need to create. And that's something that you need to explore with them. Either you do it and you charge them for it, or they need to get it. So you can have that part of, so you can have that as well. What's up, buddy? He looks super mean. I mean, he looks super mean. He tries to be super mean, but he's actually a very nice, cute dog. He lives with us, and there's another one that's super adorable. But yeah, in Thailand, like I'm currently in Koh Samui, and there's a lot of dogs just abandoned because of COVID. They got a lot of business closed. A lot of business closed because of COVID, so a lot of locals had to abandon their dogs. But yeah, I see the guys every time, like feeding them or petting them. They're super nice. But yeah, they sometimes fight between each other. Just part of life. All right, so now that we've got literally the assets, like we got the access, we got the forms submitted, so we know about their business, we got everything that we need to actually operate and create the strategies, and we know exactly in terms of what are we working, in terms of quality of the content, we can then obviously have the strategy session. Now, the strategy session is just the first session after they've paid. So the client just schedules in a calendar we created, and then the CSM has to review this before the call. Now it's just access, make sure we have everything, and if not, we have to know that we're going to have to spend some time just sharing that on the call with them and just explaining it with them so they can share their screen and do that. Then go high level support. Also, we should access on our information on our courses, our SOPs, videos that we have created for Go High Level so they can maximize that. And that's very key because if we have a client using Go High Level and they are getting a lot of value from it, and that's a big plus and positive thing that you do for the business that should be accounted for your results, right? So if you are like including that in your offer, or if you are selling that at a specific set price, then you need to make sure that they are using it and maximizing it because it's a key piece to their business. It doesn't have to be Go High Level, but any type of CRM or reporting system, especially automated dashboards, all of these things are very important, and I'll definitely create another video on that later. But then we have obviously the content checklist pre-onboarding, so she needs to understand like what do they have and what do they don't, and if they uploaded 10 images, they need to be called. They need to upload more, so they need to be called out on that. And same thing for the videos, brand guidelines, and so on, so we can know everything that we have and don't. Okay. And then we briefly touch upon on the SEO roadmap and ads roadmap. And this is just if we have time, and that's why it's like this. And not only if we have time, but if the client does want to go into that road, because sometimes there's a lot of steps that we need to go through before we even launch ads. For example, if we're working with a dental clinic that never did any type of marketing, then you'd need to create a lot of marketing assets, videos, images, testimonials, like all of these things, script them, edit them. So until you launch ads, there might be like 2, 3, 4 weeks time. And at that time, you just try to focus on the content piece rather than the advertising side, because they'll be just constantly on top of you. So you need to put that attention on the content, because they'll think, oh, if we just launch ads with whatever we have, we'll have results. But that's not true. If you have shitty creatives, there's nothing you can do. Okay, literally for the client. So you need to have good stuff nowadays, and good videos and testimonials, etc. So obviously that's very important for the client success. And if they don't, then it's also just makes your job harder, and you'll have bad results, and it'll be difficult to scale. Now, on the onboarding session, that's pretty much where we finish the onboarding. And then after, we have the internal, obviously, roadmap and stuff that happens. So on ads, we obviously have an ads team that does like ad CSM, so a person dedicated for customer success for advertising. She works with the media buyer. She works with we have 2 media buyers, one for Google ads and one for Meta ads, and one for Amazon ads. And that's pretty much all you need. Usually you can start with just one, but we rather separate, so it's just easier to focus and get good expertise on one specific type of channel. Now we also have a copywriter, a motion graphic designer, image ad designer, so a guy that does all of our still creatives, and a video editor. And sometimes we ask 2 or 3 video editors or 2 or 3 designers to do content for one client, so we can have different types of styles and backgrounds and creators. I got Sian here with me. Come here, girl. Come here. Look at this. She's the cutest. Right. So let me finish. She wants more. She wants more. I need to finish this. All right. Enough. So on the SEO side, we have a SEO CSM and a specialist and a developer, and then a reporting for GA for setup. Sometimes if we need to create that for a client, but just a specialist and a developer can do most of the stuff. It depends on the client. If you need, if it's a big account, you might want to have 2 or 3 specialists per account, but it very much depends, and it depends on the type of offer you're selling. So then we have a Goha level specialist as well. So we make sure that they are using Goha level to the max. And obviously web dev, if we need to create design or stuff for the website, we have a designer and developers and a CSM. Shh, enough. Siam, what's up? Hey, you're fighting. All right, so that's pretty much it for the onboarding. If you have any questions, just DM me on Instagram or just leave a comment below. And look at this beautiful sunset. Let me pull it this way. Man, this is where you gotta live. Like, this is crazy. So, like, literally 2 years ago, I was working 9 to 5 in London, and now I get to do these types of videos on the beach, basically completely by myself with this view. Beautiful girlfriend, an amazing dog we found, we rescued. So, let's see, we might bring her to Portugal. She's so cute. Um, but this sunset is crazy. It's very beautiful, and yeah, let's get back into it. So I don't know if you like this. Follow for more.